Thank you for being here. My name is Brittany Colton, and I'm here on behalf of ASGCU staff.
My name is Camelia Bonacera, and I'm the Elections Commissioner this year of ASGCU. And
That's right, Cam!
we would like to give you a brief overview of the evening before we begin the debate and the candidates speak. So first of all, let's give our teams a round of applause. It's been a long time coming. They've made it this far in the process, and they've taken a lot of hard work and put it into it.
And we're going to hear from the teams and have them introduce themselves in just a moment. We realize that many of you are here supporting some friends, and we're excited about that. Feel free to clap and cheer as you wish. Do keep in mind that our candidates are on a time constraint in terms of how they answer the questions, so just be a little mindful of that. And then we also ask you to be very respectful of all teams that are represented here tonight. So derogatory comments during or after the debate are not going to be allowed. So just please be mindful of that as we move forward in the evening.
So the debate will begin with a brief opening statement prepared by each team, and then after that we will move into the question and answer part of the night, in which you'll all have the opportunity to send in questions. We will also allow all teams to respond to the questions asked.
And then we're going to close the night with some closing remarks from all of the candidates. Also, we want you all to be aware that this debate is being live streamed on ASGCU Facebook. So that's going to be happening. It's mostly going to be of the candidates, so most of you shouldn't be in the shot, but we do want you to be aware of that. I'm going to go ahead and start us off with prayer, so if you wouldn't mind bowing your head with me, and then we're going to jump right into the opening statements. Jesus, thank you so much for this amazing congregation of students that care so much about their school, that they're willing to come, spend time on their evening and hear about these candidates' hearts. Lord, I pray if there's any nerves among the candidates, that they would be calmed in this moment, and that in the next hour or so, that we're able to just truly hear their hearts and their vision for this amazing campus that we're all part of. Thank you for making us all part of this community, and just bless this time that we have together. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so the first opening statement we'll be hearing from is from the first team. Go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. Hey, well, thank you guys. On behalf of myself and Stephen and everybody that's associated with the Wolf Inside campaign, we just want to say thank you to everybody coming out, to our moderators, and to everyone that made this event possible, from GCPC to just you guys as students coming out here and showing that you care. It means a lot to us. It means a lot that we're part of a student body that genuinely cares about what's taking place on campus. That's something that I know me and Steve have really appreciated as we've been here as students. Over the course of the past couple of years, GCU's just grown at an incredibly rapid rate. There's been an exponential amount of growth that has happened for us as a university, and I think because of that, there's a lot of things that we're experiencing right now. I think we're in a very unique season and stage in our university's history where there's just a lot taking place as far as goals that we may have set in the past, and now we're starting to achieve those goals. And it's a really special, unique place to be, because I think we're starting to get some recognition, not only here locally, but nationally and around the world as a pioneer in Christian education and as a really special place. And I think one of the things that sets us apart amongst anything else is just because this is a university that genuinely cares about the development of its students. They care about you, from the administration to the faculty all the way down. They care about you. You're not a number here, you're an individual, you're a person, and you're someone that GCU wants to invest in, and invest in well. I know me and Stevie are running from that same perspective as well. We care about you guys a lot, and it breaks my heart when I hear students say, man, there's nothing here for me. There's no opportunities here for me. There's nothing that is directly associated with what I'm passionate about here, because 9 times out of 10, that's just not the case. Everybody is valuable here. Everybody is an asset. Everybody plays a very crucial piece to the major puzzle that GCU is. And that's so important to recognize and realize as students, and I think that's what we want to advocate in that. passionately pursue as candidates. So the number one thing that I just really want to talk about, and then Steve's going to touch the points of our platform really quick, is just that we're a university that consistently keeps becoming and keeps progressing that statement that everybody here is an asset. Everybody's valuable, everybody plays a crucial role to who we are as a university. We're getting to a point, like I said earlier in this statement, where we are starting to reach a lot of the goals that we have set out originally to accomplish, and it can be easy to say, okay, well, this is who we wanted to be, and now we've become that, and that's awesome, we've arrived, but I really hope that this is in the university. I know my hope, my prayer, Stevie's hope, Steve's prayer, our hope, our prayer should be that this is a university that keeps becoming and keeps believing in its students to succeed and achieve in the areas that they're passionate about. And so we want to do that by passionately pursuing students well, by advocating for them well, regardless of whether you like esports or Wii Sports or intramural sports or anything in between there. You're important, you're valuable, you play an incredible piece to all that this student body is. And so Steve's going to touch a little bit on the points specifically, and then we'll go from there.
Perfect. It is because of all those things that we believe that together we can address issues that are facing our campus, that we can embrace opportunities presented by the immense growth, and then use those for students' advantage. And we believe that together we can create a better future, not only for our campus, for ourselves, but for the world as a whole. And so to touch on each of those issues briefly, our platform consists of those 3 points. First, we want to address issues that face our students, issues like communication with administration, issues like students not feeling as if they belong and are welcome on this campus, issues as small as things like how can we improve the commuter lounge, how can we improve commuter opportunities on this campus. And then the second point is that we want to embrace opportunities presented by the immense growth this university has encountered. How can we continue to create excellent employees in the future? How can we utilize our career services to make sure that people that graduate from GCU become not only excellent people, but excellent employees and excellent workers? How can we get students better involved on campus? How can we utilize the technology, the information we have to allow students, freshmen, maybe the person who's scared to go to the events welcome week, maybe the person who's intimidated to even leave their room, how can we get them involved on campus? How can we make their experience here excellent? And then finally to create opportunities to allow you to become the best person you can be, and then also to make the community around you better. How can we enable you to be more successful, whether that looks like creating programs for our student leaders, allowing students to fight for justice, and to make the community a better place. We believe that together, we as a university and we as students can tackle and can excel and can achieve excellence. And that's why we're running. That's why we believe in GCU. And so thank you guys so much. We're so happy you're here, and so happy to journey together.
Next, we'll be hearing from Cronstead and Walker.
Hello. There we go. Good evening, everyone. My name is Megan Cronstedt, and I have the pleasure of running to be next year's student body president. This is my second year here at GCU, and I'm currently a junior, majoring in communications and minoring in counseling. Previously, I was a member of the freshman class council here at GCU, and currently I'm a senator at large on ASGCU, emphasizing in the freshman class. Outside of school, I am also the children's pastor at a church called Ridgeline Church. And I just love what I do there with the kids and what God has used me to do. And I think that over these past few years of doing leadership and being in ministry and being here at GCU, I've really allowed God to work in my life, and He's given me the heart of a servant leader. And I think one of the biggest lessons that I've learned here at GCU is the power of being intentional and focusing on building relationships with people and focusing on that first before always jumping right into a task. It's so important to build on that with people so that we can do our best work.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Joshua Walker, and I am running for the Student Body Vice President of ASGCU. I'm currently a sophomore here at GCU, pursuing a degree in Business Administration with an emphasis in Business Intelligence. Last year, I was also on the Freshman Class Council, where I learned valuable skills about leadership and teamwork and event planning and things of that sort. And this year, I'm also a senator on ASGCU. As a senator, I've learned valuable lessons on things such as how like the legislative process of ASGCU works. I've also learned what it means to be a student advocate. On a weekly basis, I go out and I talk to the student body, and I hear your guys' concerns. And I believe if elected as vice president, I can accelerate that and truly be a better student advocate.
So Josh and I just wanted to thank all of you guys for coming out tonight and also for the support that we've received throughout this campaign. We're really just blown away by the love that is here at GCU and the way that we can see God working each and every day that we're out there and through all of our conversations with students. Because Josh and I have been on ASGCU for the past 2 years, we have seen how it works on a day-to-day basis, but we also can see the areas where it can grow and it can improve and it can be better, and it can really fulfill its goal of being for the students, and we really want to focus on that next year if elected. And so I think that's so important to best advocate for the students, to focus on our student leadership organization and how we can grow. And so with all that being said, I'll go ahead and turn it back over to Josh to introduce our platform.
Yeah, so we are running on the platform United. We strive to unite the student body together under Christ's love. And we have 3 main points within United. And it's united people, united purpose, and united performance.
So our first point, united people, focuses on who we are. And we have a few different points under that we want to address. The first being diversity. We want to make campus a vibrant place where culture can be celebrated and where we educate about the different cultures that are represented here at GCU and all over the world. We want to focus on safety because as campus continues to expand, there's a growing need for students to feel safe and feel like they're educated and well prepared to take care of themselves. And along those lines, we also want to focus on health and partnering with health services to ensure that our students are healthy and they're well taken care of. And then lastly, we want to focus on home, making campus home for not just the residents that live here, but also for the commuters to ensure everyone has an equal voice here at GCU.
Yeah, and our second point, a united purpose, has 2 main points underneath it. First one being maintaining a Christian foundation here at GCU. That should be of the utmost importance, really maintaining what we have here and just worshiping God. And so we want to ensure that every student at GCU has the opportunity to spread God's love to the rest of the school and to the rest of the community and to the rest of the world. And so Megan and I envision an event called the Night of Unity where it would be led by student leaders across campus and the entire student body could come together and just worship God and pray for one another and kind of just really have and really just have like a spiritual night together. And then the second point underneath that is future focus. We want to equip the students with the appropriate resources needed here at GCU to succeed after they get their degree. We want to just ensure that you guys are prepared. And so we want to partner with career services to just provide all the resources they have to offer to you guys and just ensure they're marketed correctly and just kind of partner with them.
Next up, we will have Kat Toes and Brittany Summers.
Hello everyone, my name is Catherine Toes. I'm a pre-physical therapy major here at GCU with a minor in business administration, and I am your presidential candidate on the Toes Summers platform.
Hi everybody, my name is Brittany Summers. I'm currently a junior here studying finance and economics with a minor in entrepreneurial studies. And I'm your vice presidential candidate for the Toes Summers campaign.
During our time here at GCU, me and Brittany have really discussed why did we want to run for president, and it's really because we would like to serve you guys. We, in our past 3 years here at GCU, have really felt the love and the great experience. We felt like GCU is our home, and we've had such a great experience here, but we would like to give you an even better experience as students, and we would like to give future students an even better experience because we think that the community that you feel at college is very vital and extremely, extremely important to how you perceive your college experience and how it actually pans out for you. So we want students to feel connected to both each other as well as the university. When you look back, we would like you to say, I felt like GCU was my home. So we would like students to stand together both as one body, as a student body, as well as a Christian body, and really go and fill out GCU's purpose, which is the Great Commission that Jesus gave to us. And we think that we can do that through our platform points. We have 3 platform points: community, tradition, and beautification. For community, we would like to build, we would like to highlight various clubs and organizations on campus, be that club sports, clubs, commuter students, international students, and veterans, so that they can really feel unified with our student body, doing this through Stall Talk as well as the ASGCU social medias and on our website, so that you can really know about the different events that are going on with different communities. And we would also like to celebrate different cultures' holidays. We'd like to embrace diversity by celebrating different cultures' holidays such as Chinese New Year and Halloween. We think that this is a great way to embrace diversity and really to learn about other cultures in a very engaging and meaningful way. Lastly, we would like to embrace tradition, both by doing the previous traditions well, such as midnight breakfast, and embrace and It's on Us and Golden Initiative Week, but we would also like to create new traditions such as lighting with the cactus and running with the herd. For lighting with the cactus, it would just be on December 1st, where we just all get together and really take a breather, take a relaxing moment right before Christmas break and celebrate the reason for the season, which is our Jesus Christ, and light a cactus because in Phoenix we don't have trees. So just take that moment and really come together and unify each other. And then we would also like to do Running with the Herd, which will be a week-long event at the very beginning of the year where students can find people that they can connect with and will really live life together and then move through the whole year with them. Then for beautification, we would like to bring a park onto GCU's campus, a mini park which would house a remembrance tree, which would have all the names of students that have passed away during their time at GCU, as well as be specifically geared for hammocking and homework, because we feel that a park and being in nature is a really great way to take a breather and relax and really de-stress from all the things that build up from life sometimes. As well as we would like to highlight mental health awareness. So we want to make Embrace a 2-week-long event, which would be right before finals week each semester, and it would be in partnership with CAB, the psychology department, as well as the counseling department, where we would offer, CAB would offer stress relieving events that are fun and just great, as well as the counseling department would offer group counseling sessions so that students can realize and know that they are not alone. And then for the psychology department, they would do stress workshops as well as other mental health awareness workshops to really be able to work through that and give students that opportunity to relieve that. Lastly, me and Brittany just wanted to say that in the last 2 years on serving on ASGCU, we really feel like we have a working knowledge of what ASGCU is and how we can accomplish this, and we feel that we can really improve GCU, and we would really, really, really love it if you gave us that opportunity to do this, and we feel that our knowledge of being on ASGCU can really make our platform points really happen this year. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. We are now going to be moving into the question and answer portion of the evening. We do have some pre-generated questions for the teams, but now we would like to invite you all to participate. So if you pull out your phones, if you're interested in participating, I'm going to give you all the information to send a text message and to send questions to us to answers to the candidates. So you're going to be texting, the number is 22333. And when you have that number plugged in, you're going to text the words or the letters ASGCU. That's going to get you into the group to be able to then send questions in. So you should receive a confirmation email once you're in the group, and then once you sorry, not a confirmation email, a confirmation text. Once you receive that, you can then ask questions freely with the possibility of it being asked. So one more time, you're going to be texting ASGCU to the number 22333. All right. So the first question we have, the team that's going to be answering this first is Cronstead and Walker. The question we have is, You're all very passionate about serving students and about serving GCU, but can you tell us a little bit more about your decision to run for president and vice president together and choose to serve specifically in that way? So Cronstead and Walker, go ahead.
So I kind of base my answer for this question solely in the fact that it's something that God stirred up in my heart. Basically, even before coming here to GCU, I knew that He had something big in store for me, but I didn't exactly know what it was. But as I got involved here on campus and in ASGCU, I slowly started to see that plan unfold. And being on ASGCU and seeing how our different presidents and vice presidents have led, it sparked my interest in possibly campaigning. And eventually God put it on my heart to run and started to give me just these dreams and these ideas of how we can really make campus better. So ultimately, it was a call on my heart. And after a lot of praying and a lot of thinking things over, finally led me to ask Josh to run with me. And we kind of took as much time as we could to think over it and to really pray about it and make sure it's exactly what God wanted us to do. But that's kind of my side of things.
Yeah, and for me, when Megan approached me, I instantly became very excited about just the thought of even running. But I told Megan that it was a huge decision to make. I really had to think it over and pray it over and be sure that this was God's plan for my life. So I took some time to really pray. I met with many influential people within my life and just called them on the phone or talked to them in person and just got some advice from them. And they all were just very encouraging to me. And then one day, on the day I told Megan I would give her my answer, we went to the prayer chapel here on campus together. And I just remember just sitting there praying for probably 45 minutes to an hour, just trying to see what God's answer was for me and my plan. But I couldn't seem to find it. So then I got up and walked around, and if you've ever been to the prayer chapel, you've seen on the walls there's written just like motivational quotes, there's Bible verses all over, and that's when I really found God's plan for my life. Thank you.
Rose and Summers, you may begin.
During our time here at GCU, we've had 3 years here together, and me and Brittany we've looked at GCU. We really, we love this campus like we talked about, but we've really seen the areas which we feel that GCU can improve. And so we not only talked to each other about what areas we think that GCU can improve, but being senators, we both were able to talk to other students as well as talk to our friends about what they think that GCU can improve on. And so what we really did is we took the summation of all the things that we think that GCU can improve on, and we put it into our platform. And so our platform is really taken from what we think that the students want and what we've heard that the students would like. And so we want to continue to hear from students and to advocate for them. So that's why we chose to run for president, is that we've kind of like been trying to work on a macro scale of hearing students' needs and really implementing them in the best way that we know how, but we want to make it a macro scale. We did it on the micro scale, and now we would like to do it on the macro scale. And really, really would like to serve you guys in the best way that we know how. And for why I chose Brittany, it's really because she is an A-class person. Like, if you guys have not met Brittany Summers, she is the best. She is a great way to balance me out. She's an amazing person. She's trustworthy, she's loyal, and she's just really great. I think she's just an amazing person, and I think that with her, we can do great things.
Also, that Catherine Toes is literally one of the best people you'll ever meet, so voting for us, you're going to have a great team on your side. We're for the students, so that's why we said.
Wolfenstein, you may begin.
Thank you, Kim. Well, first off, I know me and Stevie took a lot of time thinking about this question, and I think the first thing that we just came to was not lightly. We spent a lot of time praying and thinking about this, because we know what this role entails. It's a lot. And it's a huge commitment. I think it's something that we really wanted to make sure that we were being called to and we felt like we could thrive in and do very, very well. And a couple things that we really wanted to make sure that we addressed is I think the first thing that we really just got super passionate about, and one of the reasons why I think at the core of it we want to run, is we love this place. Man, we love the students here. We love the dedication that this university has to its students to consistently be progressing. Around the time we were considering running, there was a lot of things taking place, whether it's our partnership with the Phoenix PD that was going through, hearing about our 47% minority rate on campus. Those are incredible statistics that are awesome about a university. They're things that we should be passionate about, but it still broke our hearts to hear students say things, kind of like we said in our opening statement, of like, well, those don't apply to me, well, I'm not valuable here, well, I don't really matter here as a student at all, whether I'm talking with a resident or we're talking with somebody that we're interacting with. Those are tough conversations to have. And so we really started to ask ourselves the question of, man, is there a disconnect here? Why are there so many opportunities for students on campus, but there's still students who feel left out or undervalued? We started to really process the way that this campus operates and look at the growth that we've experienced, and just started to recognize that maybe it's time to start changing or investing into some things. Maybe it's time to start recognizing, realizing that rather than expecting students to come to information, we need to start bringing information to students. And so after a lot of time of prayer and thought and really asking some counsel about it, we kind of developed some platform points, talked with one another, and came to the conclusion that this is a role that we would really like to pursue, and so we can represent our student body well, holistically well, from every aspect, every regard. So yeah, that's what we did.
So for our next question, being students on campus and living the life of a student, using your experiences, what do you think is the biggest need or want among students? And we're going to begin with Chosen Summers.
Hi everybody. Kai and I both feel like the biggest need on campus is the feeling of being wanted and loved. With our administration, we want to make sure that every student feels loved and wanted. We want to build community here. We want to create traditions where you can look back at your time at GCU and be like, wow, I was really a part of something. I've had my home here at GCU. I felt God's presence. I felt loved. And that's the biggest need for students. Students need to be heard and Kai and I just want to embrace everybody. Sorry guys, I just have such a passion for y'all, and I just really want to make sure that everyone feels loved, because I know what it's like to be freshman year where you don't know anybody and you're trying to figure out who you are. Even during your sophomore year, you can feel lost. Any year of college can be hard, and we just want students to come outside, come out of their dorm and see all the cool events going on that I really want to put on, and that you can find your purpose here, and that you can find your group here. You can feel loved, and yeah, we just want you guys to feel loved and wanted and feel God's presence on our campus.
Awesome. Stevie's going to talk in a minute, I promise. Hey, so I think the first thing that can be easy when you look at questions like this is like, oh, students really want more parking or Taco Bell or something like that, which is true. But I think when we really looked into the core of it, and I definitely agree with everything they just said, students at the core of all of it really want to be heard and want to be valued. College can be a really difficult place. I know spending 2 years as an RA in the Grove, I've kind of got the opportunity to have a front row seat to watch a lot of students leave where they've kind of developed their identity for 18 years or however many years, and now they're coming to a new place where that doesn't matter anymore. And what they're passionate about, what they're known for, who they are as an individual might not be the case out here. And so it's definitely okay to identify with that and to say, yeah, college is definitely scary. And I know even for myself, sometimes I sit up and I'm like, man, am I really valued here? Am I really heard here? And the answer is absolutely a resounding yes. You are valued here. And as administration, as leadership, it's important that we're advocating you so you know that, and that we're advocating for your opinions. We want you to be heard. I think that can be done in a variety of ways. I think from an administrative perspective, it's implementing programs on on campus that are adhering to the things you guys say you're passionate about. I think from an ASGCU or holistic student leadership perspective, it's us working really, really hard on being dedicated to you guys and ensuring that we're not slacking off or cutting corners. I think for students, that just looks like students doing what I see every day, which is holding a door open when you don't have to, which is buying someone a milkshake from Chick-fil-A at the end of the semester when you're like really low on Lopes cash. All of those things show other students on this campus that they are loved, they're cared for, they're valuable, and their opinions are valued as well. And so I think at the core of all of it, I think what we want to do as an administration, and I think what we all should be striving to do, is advocate for those two things, because it's a primary reason why students sometimes feel left out on campus.
Hey guys, so yeah, the biggest need or want among students is definitely a very important question. I believe that the biggest need or want really is to feel included here at GCU. Everybody is on this journey together to find themselves and develop their career and to just really discover what they want to do with their lives and just who they want to be. So ultimately, it's just finding yourself and your identity in life. Psychologically, everyone seeks that place of belonging. And so a lot of you students, you come here to GCU to find that place of belonging. And so we hope that that you guys can find your purpose here, that you can truly branch out and figure out different things that are offered here at GCU, different student leadership positions, different clubs that are offered, that we can help you guys to truly find that purpose that God has placed in your life. I believe God has a plan for every single person here, and so yeah, we want to kind of help you guys find your purpose, and that's the biggest need of students here. Thank you.
Can you tell us about one of your new or original initiatives? And we'll start with Wolfenstein.
Steven! Oh, hey everybody, it's me, I'm still here. I think that me and Nora are each going to talk about an initiative that we're both really passionate about, so I'm going to go quickly. I think the initiative in our platform that I'm most passionate about and that is new is our student involvement survey, which is under the Embrace part of our platform. If you want more information on it, it's all on our website, Wolfenstein. 2018.info. But I just want to do a quick overview of what it looks like. We believe, as we've stated, that humans have a fundamental need to be loved and accepted. But that's hard for a student who doesn't really want to leave their room Welcome Week, because there are 6,000 students on the Grove around campus, and they've never been around more than like 10 people in their life. But how does that student get plugged in when they realize that they want friends, they want to be involved, they want to be in the community? So we want to create an involvement survey that will be in the student portal, where students can answer between 20 and 40 questions about their interests, their desires, their likes. Upon finishing the survey, our software will calculate their answers and then plug that student with the information of clubs, events, and activities on campus that would fit their interests, giving them contact information, times, and dates. What this software would allow us to do is give students a practical way to get involved without needing to feel like they're the one who has all the responsibility. It takes some of the responsibility for getting a relationship and puts it on our shoulders. We say, how can we give students the opportunity to get involved, to excel, to be loved and accepted?
I think another thing we're really excited about under our Create section of the platform is a leadership certificate survey program that we want to work on. I know that a lot of departments on campus have been kind of working on this, so we want to come alongside of them, partner with them. And we acknowledge a lot of our student leaders on campus that put in a lot of time and effort here. We have a phenomenal student body of student leaders, from RAs to life leaders to just people who are like leads in the school play. We want to recognize their accomplishments as student leaders here, their development here, track their progress, and then when they graduate, give them a certificate that says this institution certifies that individual as a leader and someone who can serve people well, so they have a practical, tangible resource they can take to the career field.
Cronstead and Walker.
All right, so our initiative that we're really excited about starting and keeping it kind of a new thing is the Shine a Light initiative. And so if you haven't heard throughout the week as we've been talking and meeting with you guys, our Shine a Light initiative comes out of Matthew 5:14 through 16, where it basically says, you're the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. But neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl, but they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. So in the same way, let your good deeds shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. We want GCU to be a place that is a light to the rest of the world. So this initiative week would focus, first of all, on shining a light to each other here on campus. We believe that there's so much value in the relationships that we make here, and so we want to equip the student body to go out and to do things for their neighbors by having a random act of kindness day where maybe someone offers to take out the trash for their neighbor, or you pay for someone's meal that's in line with you at Chick-fil-A. And we really want to just promote an atmosphere of God's love so that it just radiates from our campus and then extends outward into the community, which is the next focus of shining a light to the community. We want to create volunteer opportunity, whether it's here on campus or whether it's something where we go out into the community. We want to serve them in any aspect possible so that way they can feel God's love and we can fulfill the great commission of making disciples. And then lastly, we want to shine our lights to the world. And one of the ways, the cool ways that we thought about doing this is by having a station where during the initiative week, we write letters to the military and we send them overseas through organizations that already work to do that, to send letters overseas. We feel like bringing light to people that are serving us is something that's so powerful and will show them God's love, and it will show them that, hey, at least someone out there cares. So.
Toast and Summers, you may begin.
Alright guys, the Toast Summers administration has so many cool initiatives that we would like to do if we were elected. But one that we're super passionate about is called Running with the Herd. And this is a week-long community event. For those who don't know, I love community and building, want to create a bigger community here at GCU. And with this whole week, students, no matter if you're a commuter, traditional on-ground, any student here at GCU can come take on the first day can come take a quick personality interest quiz, and from there we'll give them 5 events that they can go to that week that will really spark their interest and find people with the same personality as them. And those events would be interactive, so students can have a better chance of building relationships with one another. Those events would be like a hiking trip, getting coffee at GCBC, and doing crafts. And with this event, students will have the opportunity to meet different herd leaders. And with these leaders, students will bond with them throughout the week. And at the end of the week, the students will be able to pick a herd leader to have for the rest of the year. And with these herds, students are able to plan events, pour into one another, and just really build a sense of community on GCU within that herd and with other herds. So yeah, we would like to build community.
All right, our next question, and we're going to begin with Cronstead and Walker on this. What is your vision for addressing the diversity on GCU's campus?
When thinking about diversity, I think that it's an issue that tends to divide people more than anything. But our goal is to unite the student body with one mindset kind of on the topic of diversity. We want to send the message that no matter who you are or where you're from or what your upbringing is or how different you are, we are all created in the image of God. We're all one to Him. We all believe the same. And we want to celebrate those different cultures that are here on campus. Whether it be international students from another country, whether it be if you come from another state, or if you are in the disabled community or the deaf community. There's so many differences about us, and I think that it should interest us. And so we want to educate the student body and first and foremost the student leaders. We want to utilize the diversity team that is newly formed on ASGCU so that over the summer during training, that diversity team can help educate the student leaders on topics of diversity. And then as we go throughout the year, continuing to do diversity speaks and panels and events that can showcase different cultures. And we want to also build partnerships with the multicultural clubs here on campus so that way they can celebrate the events that are prevalent in their cultures and we can get a glimpse into what their traditions are like. So that way we can just become more well-rounded individuals that celebrate culture and celebrate our differences, but still recognize that we are one in God's kingdom, and as believers, that's really our goal, is to be one and to go out and to make a difference in the world, standing together despite our differences.
Chosen Summers.
Brittany and I feel that diversity is a very important topic, and we realize that at times it can be a little bit of a sensitive topic to discuss and really explore. But we feel that by celebrating different cultures' holidays, we think that it's a great engaging way to really be able to open up and start that avenue of conversation for diversity. I know that it seems scary to talk about, but we want to create that environment of discussion and inquisition, because we feel like if people are not afraid to ask questions, then they will really get those answers, and we can really unite and become one and really embrace that diversity, because it's such a great thing and it's such an important thing that we have, that we're all different and then that we all have our uniqueness, and we think that that's such a great thing that we should talk about and that we should really explore. And so we would like to do that through avenues of conversation and continued talk about it.
Conference Society, move again.
Yeah, diversity is certainly an important opportunity that we have at GCU, and I think that there are two things we need to consider. We need to consider first, how does diversity get, what does it look like from an administration level? What does it look like for the student body government, for Brian Mueller, for the leaders of this school, to work in this issue, to work through this issue? I think it looks like a few things. It looks like them working with the diversity community to first hear concerns that may be present on this campus, to look at organizations that care and are passionate about diversity and ask what they can do better, how they can improve, to take seriously students who feel like they've been hurt, who feel like they've been wrong, and to hear those requests, to hear those hearts, and then to listen and to advocate and to act beyond that. But I think on a much more personal level, it's about you, and it's about me, and it's about us checking our hearts and saying, do I value people that aren't like me? Do I appreciate those who are different from me? Do I seek to get involved with the Latino or the Black or the Asian culture on this campus? Diversity isn't about us as a school making a statement, publishing a letter. It's about us as students asking ourselves, what can we do to unify this campus? How can we come together as a community? That's a question that only can be answered by you. It can't be answered by Brian Mueller. It can't be answered by ASGCU. It can only be answered by you and by me. And in answering that question and checking our hearts and asking ourselves, maybe I have prejudice. Maybe I have something against another person. How can we change the culture of this campus? I just want to leave you guys with a quote from one of my friends. His name's Leo, and I've had the privilege of getting to know him the last few days. But he said this: diversity is not an issue, but an asset that we, the GCU community, have. We have the power to define our community. Let's make something great. Let's do it together.
Alright, and we have our first question from the audience. So if we can go ahead and pull that up on the screen. Just give it 1 second, bear with us. There we go. Thank you. All right, so the question is, Many leaders have ideas, but execution is often the difficult part. How do you plan to execute your platform points, and what research has been conducted? The first team to answer this question is Toes and Summers.
So basically, me and Brittany have been on ASGCU for the past 2 years, and we've kind of had the opportunity to see what ideas and what platform points have really been able to be executed, as well as those that have gone by the wayside. So me and Brittany really feel as though our platform points are going to be ones that will be able to be executed and will be able to come through fruition. Sorry, hard work. But we think that transparency is an incredibly important part of an administration, and we would like to highlight that in our administration, because we know that even though we have a lot of great ideas, sometimes it takes longer than we would like, and sometimes there's hiccups along the road. So we would like to let you guys know where they are in our process. So we think that that will be the way that you guys can keep us accountable. You can be asking us questions, and we'll be putting out things on our website and on our social medias of how our platform points are going and what we are really doing to take steps to actually fulfill our platform points. So we think that that will be the way that you guys can hold us accountable. And as far as research, me and Brittany have discussed with certain people in student engagement about our platform points and kind of seeing what vaguely the interest is and the ability to be able to collaborate on certain platform points. And we have seen the collaborations in various other platform points in previous administrations that have been at a very similar level. And we think that that is the way that we can get it done.
Wolfenstein, you begin.
Yeah, I think this is a really great question. I think it's an important one to bring up. A couple of things I would say is, if I were to kind of categorize how this becomes a reality, everything we want to accomplish to actually happening, I'd say a couple of things. I would say have a plan, listen more, talk less, and get to work. So as far as having a plan goes, I know that every single point on our platform has been researched and discussed way long before we were able to run as candidates. This semester, last semester, meeting with directors of departments, seeing if, hey, is this something you guys need? Can we come alongside of you? We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We just want to be able to partner with what you're doing. You guys have done the research. Let's make it a reality. So that's the first thing. I think we have a plan with a lot of what we're trying to accomplish. Second thing I would say is listen more, talk less. Don't just walk into some place and know every single thing that we're doing is going to be the right way and kind of have a pre-decided idea on what's taking place, but really just to take the time to listen to what people who have been there before us or have experienced before us have to say, and then come alongside of those individuals to accomplish what we want to accomplish. And the final thing is get to work. I think this is a lot of stuff on every single platform, and so if you just take the time to kick back and relax and not really get to work from the minute that we're elected in the office, nothing's going to become a reality. And asking you as students, I think another one is huge, just to hold us accountable to it. So making sure that you are actively coming up throughout the semester and encountering us, asking us questions, talking to us about what you guys want to see become a reality, or what we said we want to have become a reality on this campus, is going to allow us to succeed and achieve the goals that we have.
So I think this is a really good question, and something that we've definitely thought through when planning our platform and everything, but I think it's important to have well thought out plans. So all the things that we are trying to accomplish, we want to have an action plan for how we want to do everything. And in order to develop that plan, we want to really communicate with those that are on staff and also those that are students, so we know how to best approach the issues. And we also, with that, want to be adaptable in case something can't go exactly how we want it. We want to be willing to change and to not hold so tightly to our ideas if it's not something that everybody wants. And we want to have an open door policy within ASGCU as much as possible, to where if students feel like we are not fulfilling our promises as president and vice president, we want them to be able to come in and to voice those concerns. And we also want to get active feedback throughout the year from students utilizing the senators and other people on ASGCU, and also ourselves to go out and to hear what the students want. We want to incorporate that into how we execute these items that are on our platform. And in terms of the process of coming up with them, we use our experience as senators and what other fellow students on student leadership positions, whether it be RAs or life leaders, we wanted to take the things that they came to us with and think about how we can put them into place. So we just really got out and involved in the students' lives and in conversations with them, and took notes and really pulled those all together to kind of form our platform points. And so we want you guys to be as involved in the process as we can if you elect us for next year.
Alrighty, for our next question, we will begin with Wolfenstein, and it is, rather than improving things on campus, what do you see to be the main priority for building up what is already being done on campus?
We certainly value. We certainly value the community that we have here at GCU and what's been done. And like Noah said, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. As many of you guys know, GCU had established many goals that it was attempting to accomplish. If you remember, my freshman year, the big goal was to build 10 athletic dorms or activities, 10 athletic buildings in 2 years. They had goals about the number of students that would be living on campus and that would be attending this university. Our goal isn't to come in and kick down the doors and say we're establishing a new system. We're going to change everything. We believe that simply this university is on the right track, but that doesn't mean that we just flatline. It doesn't mean that we let apathy creep in and keep us from going forward. It means that we keep moving forward. So how can we continue to get students involved? Let's create a campus involvement survey. How can we continue to let students enjoy Arizona? Let's create a campus camping rental program. How can we continue to encourage students to become involved on this campus? Let's create a senator job form so that students can communicate with their senators so that they can continue to talk and to make this campus better. How can we, I think you get the point. Our platform isn't reinventing the system. It's simply saying, what have we done well? What can we improve on? And trying to make it better. So I hope that answers the question, but that's just one perspective.
I think too, a platform, it's me and Stevie's idea, but at the end of the day, like if we get elected into this office, we become so much bigger than me and Stevie. It becomes this entire university, it becomes this entire campus. This role of president and vice president is not about what me and Stevie want to do, it's about what we want to do as students. And so us advocating for you well is incredibly important. It's not our primary goal to see everything we have on our agenda completed. It's our primary goal to get to the end of our administration and say, wow, we progressed as a student body towards our goals in the direction we want to go. So I think that's another good thing to point out as well.
Constantine Walker.
Yeah, this is a fantastic question. It's great to talk about what we want to change and what we want to do and add to GCU, but it's very important to talk about what's already here and how we can build it up and improve it and just make what's already out here even better. And so some things that me and Megan have talked about doing GCU better, we think that through social media and as well as our website, that those two resources could be marketed significantly better to increase the communication to you guys, what exactly ASGCU is doing. And also on top of communication, the Student Engagement Office is working on this application called Involvio, which essentially is a communication app where there can be group chats on it, there can be events that are posted on it. It'll essentially just be an all-inclusive campus-wide application for communication that's already being working on. And so me and Megan would love to support that app and really build that up and make sure that that really happens. And then as well, we want to just continue ASGCU's already existing initiatives such as It's On Us, which is sexual assault awareness. We want to build up on that and improve it and ensure that it's running smoothly, maybe even make it bigger than it already is. Also, Embrace, which is Mental Health Week, which is coming up very soon. We want to make that bigger and better than ever to ensure that the student body just knows exactly what ASGCU is doing. We want to make sure that we utilize ASGCU's resources well, that we utilize the people, the student leaders who are on ASGCU, and utilize their talents to make GCU a better place, to serve you guys and be the servant leaders that we were all called to be, just to really improve GCU and build up on what is already here and what is already within ASGCU as well. Thank you.
Thomas and Summers, you may begin. So for us, we understand that to make a new initiative and make a new event is a lot more difficult and takes a lot more time and a lot more effort than just improving and embracing the things that are already in place. And like we talked about, we think the GCU is great as a starting platform. We always think that you can grow, and we always think that you can improve, but we also think that the things that are here are already doing a really good job at things that they do. And we think that experiences as students are really good, but we think that we can always improve. We don't want to, kind of like they were saying, we don't want to just stagnate, and we don't want to just accept one thing that we have, but we want to improve on it constantly. We think that we really, it's important to pay attention to the detail, because things that are done and things that are done well are things that have been paid attention to detail and have really been picked through and combed through and sifted and really been refined. And so we think that we can do that by really taking the people that have done them before, such as all of the people on ASGCU. So many of them are going to be pouring into events again, and we really want to use them as resources to say, hey, what did we do last year, and what can we improve on, and what can we really do better? Because we think that by doing that, like with things such as It's On Us and Embrace and Golden Initiative Week, we can really use the people as tools to make the events better. We also think that we can use our platform like social media, but it's already established, but we really think that we can do a lot of things to improve that.
All right, our next question from the audience. How will you deal with and handle the rising political groups that have been formulating here on campus over the past few years? So how are you going to deal and handle rising political groups formulating here on campus? And the team that's going to start us off with that is Cronstead and Walker.
So I think that it's important for everyone to have their own voice and to be able to say what they want here. And if a lot of it comes from within clubs, there's a lot of clubs that have been started recently that have different political leanings. And we want it to be a place where it's open to have different conversations, even if they're very political in nature. But we also recognize that there are a lot of things in place that kind of, it's not really like a political party that will rise into power in GCU really. And so it's more of like people coming together, sharing their thoughts, sharing their ideas. And so we want to ensure that these people, these clubs, and these groups that are starting have the proper outlet, the proper place where they can meet, and they can talk about their beliefs, and they can talk about their ideas, and so they can have a place to be activists on campus and to help educate us on what their beliefs are, what their political backgrounds are. So that way we can become more rounded in that way, as we talked about before, being more well-rounded. So in terms of dealing with them, I think giving them the space and not trying to bar them from sharing their views is a very important step into just growing in who we are as people and in the beliefs and the education that we have here at GCU.
Yeah, and I think freedom of speech is such an important thing in our country. Political views are something that absolutely divide us in some way. And I think it's very important to embrace those political views, allow you guys to really express yourself and your beliefs and what you believe in, what you want to, how you want to conduct yourself and things of that sort. And I think it would be a disservice to you guys to try and limit that in any way. And so we support any political parties. So yeah, thank you.
Rose and Summers are up next. I think this is a great question, and I think it's very prevalent to what's going on in our university right now. I think that when dealing with types of parties, a lot of this stuff comes from a very passionate place. All the people that are in these types of groups are very passionate about this subject and really have strong opinions about this, and we think that it's very important that we don't let that, we don't hide that, we don't shy away from that. So we think that it's really important to give them a space to discuss this and to have conversations about these types of topics. Because rather than let it sit and let people kind of discuss it amongst themselves and really not have that platform where they can really openly share it, we would like to give them a platform to share their voice and to really discuss hard topics and hard issues, because we think that college is all about well-rounding students and to open them to new and broader horizons. And with those horizons might come beliefs that challenge you. And so we think that it's really important that we give people the opportunity to share their views, even if it may be controversial or difficult to hear. We think that by hearing them, we will be better as a university if we embrace that.
Man, I wonder if the next question is going to be, who did I vote for? Because that would sure be a question. Oh, no. That couldn't have gone worse. I think that this question is asked in a very interesting way. I just am curious in the way it was asked about how we'll deal and handle these political groups. It almost makes it sound as if these different views are something that needs to be corrected or suppressed or told that they can't exist. I think that's something that I just come to love about GCU is the fact that GCU believes in each student finding their purpose. And then GCU goes on to say, we're going to allow you to do that in the way that you see fit. GCU is not going to make you be a Christian. GCU is not going to make you be a conservative Republican or a Democrat or any one of the political parties that exist in this country. GCU is about you coming here, finding what you're passionate about, finding your purpose. And so to answer this question, the way in which we would deal with this is we would encourage students to find their purpose, to find what they're passionate about, to find what they believe in. Obviously, we're going to promote safety, we're going to promote values of GCU and make sure that this community is a place where people are respected. But at the end of the day, this university and the culture of this university isn't about us becoming one. It's about us coming together and forming a community. A community of people who have different views, who have different beliefs, who have different backgrounds. Not us asking how we're going to deal and handle different political groups. It's about saying, how can we appreciate? How can we work with? How can we grow from these different groups that are on campus? Because those groups make GCU GCU. You make GCU GCU. And without these groups, without you, GCU isn't GCU. And it would be a shame for us to ever take that away from this great university.
We have our next question from the audience. If elected, how do you specifically plan to address mental health on this campus? And the first thing we're going to hear from are Toes and Summers.
So for mental health, we think that this is a very important and very vital topic, and I and Brittany have had encounters with both friends as well as ourselves on issues with mental health. We really think that we want to vitalize and take advantage of all the resources that are available on campus, such as the counseling department and the psychology department, and really getting to know what mental health actually is and getting a deeper look at how to really help it. We want to consult the professionals on what they think that is best, because ultimately, like, we don't have a degree in this. We are really passionate about this, but we don't have a degree in it. So we want their opinion, we want their advice. So with Embrace, we would really be wanting them to help guide our week, help guide what they think would be best, what they think would be the best workshops. Like we said, we want to make Embrace right before finals week. This is a really difficult time for students. It's a difficult time for me, and often it causes me to have a lot of stress mentally, as well as to have a lot of issues. But we think that by consulting the professionals, they can really make that week right. But we just want to give them that avenue. We want to give them the avenue for right before finals week to really touch and impact students, and then we would like them to then take that from there and really set up those workshops, show us the workshops that they think that will be the best, and then really work with CAB to do the things that we think that are really relaxing and stress relieving, as well as letting the counseling department do what they do best, which is really helping and reaching you guys.
Yeah, I think mental health, mental awareness is incredibly important. It's something that needs to be addressed and discussed, but not only discussed. So I obviously think that campaigns such as our Embrace initiative we have here, hopefully our Fight for Our Cause campaign is going to be able to bring a lot of clarification and discussion around the concept of mental health, mental awareness, but at the same time, I think as leadership, as GCU as a whole, it's important that we're advocating for and actively pursuing opportunities where we can grow as a university to ensure that individuals who might be experiencing this can either get resourced well, or they can have opportunities on campus that help them avoid this altogether. So there's a lot of different ways that this can become a reality, whether it's putting a resource tab in our GCU app or something like that, which will allow students to be able to see directly, hey, this is what a counseling center is, and here's what they have to offer and provide for me. Whether it's doing something where we're, like kind of we were talking over earlier, our involvement survey, allowing students to know, hey, you are valued here, there's something for you here. Mental health usually tends to go downhill when people feel very alone. And we obviously, as candidates and as a student body, need to be advocating for a campus where that is just not the reality, or that's just simply not the case. And so the primary way that we can do that is by coming alongside of people that have already been established, things that have already been created, such as RAs, life leaders, people who are doing a phenomenal job, who are in the dorms, who are interacting with students, and say, how can we help you best resource your students well, so that as time progresses throughout the semester, they feel valued and appreciated on this campus, because that's incredibly important to avoid these things. And the second thing is, how can we come together as a community and ensure that we as individuals are responding to these different types of situations well, are discussing them, are updated on them, know what's taking place in the current, so we can passionately love others well as a student body.
Next we have Conset and Walker.
One of the things that I feel like ASGCU has done well in the past is doing the Embrace initiative, and that's one of the reasons why Josh and I wanted to continue the tradition of doing Embrace. And one of the things that I've learned throughout the years just about mental health in general is that there's so much stigma surrounding mental health, and people are thought of like, oh, I have to stay away from them, like they have a problem. But what we really want to ensure is that the community here at GCU, along the lines of being a light to each other, is that we're coming alongside people who struggle through mental health issues, because the truth is, most of us at different points in our lives struggle with something, whether it is stress during finals week, or anxiety, or we deal with depression and sadness because of something that's going on in our lives. It might not be as long-standing as some people's issues that they're going through, but it tends to be present in our lives at some point. And so we want to educate the student body more in order to help reduce that stigma. We want to promote the power of prayer, and not just praying over people that are struggling, but also encouraging them to go out and to get help. And by really promoting the Office of Student Care here at GCU, we have a great thing in place where students can get free counseling, and many students just aren't aware of that. So we want to communicate that better to the student body so that people can get help before things almost get too far. And we want to make sure that the student leaders are equipped on how to handle things and that they know to always refer people to the Office of Student Care if it becomes something that maybe is too much for them to handle on their own, that they go kind of that way and make sure that the student is taken care of in the way that they need to. And then we just want to continue with the events that are fun and engaging and inviting in order to help students eliminate stress and be able to kind of share with each other and come alongside people that need help.
All right, so this will be our last question before we move into the closing statements. And this will be for Wolfenstein. How will you be held accountable?
Can I go? Yes. Cool. I think we touched a little bit on this earlier, man, but accountability, I think, is a two-way street. I think we're going to have a relationship with you guys as students if we are elected into office, as being a part of the student body. And so I think it is incredibly important that we are held accountable. And I think that can happen in two different ways. I think on our end, it's us ensuring that we're keeping you guys updated and informed about what's taking place, whether that's releasing videos periodically with updates, whether that's consistently providing announcements for you guys that allows you to know, hey, ASGCU cares about you as an individual, cares about you as a student, and here's how we're actively pursuing your development and growth and committing ourselves to the things that we said we were going to do. So I think from our end, that's how we can be held accountable to you guys. But I think from your guys' end, it's very important that you guys are consistently engaging with us as individuals, and not only us, but all of the people on ASGCU, because there's some phenomenal student leaders who want to hear your opinion, who want to hear your perspective on things. And so if there's something that you care about, if there's something you would like to see happen, if there's something you think should be accomplished on this campus, don't feel afraid to approach us or to conversate with us about those things, because those are important to us, and it allows us to actively be in communication with you, letting you guys know what's taking place. Is there anything you want to add to that? Awesome.
Thompson and Walker, you may begin.
Yeah, I think that being held accountable is extremely important. If the student body here is going to elect us as president and vice president, you need to be ensured that we're going to carry out everything that we tell you that we're going to do. And so me and Megan both agree that ASGCU absolutely needs to have an open door policy. We want to invite the entire student body into our office at all times, whenever you guys want to. You guys are more than welcome to come in and talk to me or Megan, or talk to one of the other members on ASGCU. We want you guys to not feel afraid or not feel that you're not welcome there. You guys are absolutely welcome. You guys are more than welcome to come in and get information on just ASGCU in general, or even ask those questions on what are me and Megan doing to fulfill our campaign points. And we just want to really accept constructive criticism and ensure that you guys are more than welcome to criticize us and do everything within that. Yeah, thank you.
Tosin Summers, you may begin.
Alright guys, how are Kat and I going to be held accountable during our administration if we are elected? Well, you're going to see what's going on. We're going to post on social media, we're going to post on the website. If we're not doing something correctly, feel free to come talk to us about it. Feel free to come to us about your ideas. We want to listen to you, because at the end of the day, we work for you guys. This is your student government, and we're just leading it. And honestly, you're going to see what's going on. Anything's not going to be hidden. Nothing's going to be hidden from you guys, because Kat and I really believe that if we're not doing something right, you can come talk to us at any time. If we're walking on campus, let's be like, hey guys, fix this, and we're going to listen to you and fight for what you guys really want. And even within our platform, we made it very simplistic because we want these changes to happen within the next year. We realize beyond ASGCU for the past 2 years, not everything can be done, but we're going to fight to make things happen, and we're going to fight to make this campus what you guys want it to be. And you guys, yeah, just come give us constructive criticism. Come tell us what we're doing good. Like, we just want to hear what you guys have to say, and you will be able to tell like what we're doing. We're not going to hide anything from you guys because we want to be transparent in what we're doing.
All right, and now it's time to hear closing statements. These are 3-minute long segments, and Colonel Walker is going to begin.
So thank you guys all for coming out tonight and for just being willing to listen to not only our hearts, but also the hearts of the other candidates that are here tonight. Josh and I really just desire to be servant leaders. We want to be, we don't want to be seen as someone who's, as a group who's above anyone else. We want to be just like the regular people there that though we may be given a certain title, we really want to be there serving and working with you guys and standing by the things that you believe in and doing whatever we can to carry out your guys' ideas and this platform that we've built. We want GCU to be a place that is united, not divided. We want to keep Christ at the center of all we do here at GCU. We want to be prayerful in every decision that we make. We want to pray before every event and a meeting that we do so we can ensure that Jesus is being glorified and that God is there with us at each and every moment. We want to lead by example. We want to really, the things that we are saying we will do, we will really do. And the standards that we hold other people to, we want to be sure that we're doing that ourselves. And so, just an overview of our 3 platform points again. We have united people, who we are, united purpose, why we are, and united performance, what we do. And that really comes out of John 17:23, which is Jesus' prayer in the garden. And he says, I and them and you and me, that they may be brought to complete unity, and then the world might know that you sent me, and that I have loved them as you loved me. And we really believe that when we are united in all these different ways, that we can really accomplish a lot as a student body and as people that will go into the world. I've had conversations with a few people who really see that God is going to use students here at GCU to reach the world and to reach the nations, that there's going to be people here right now that are going to make a big difference and an impact on an even global scale. And we really, really believe that. We really want to stress that as leaders and to help cultivate leadership within the people here at GCU. We want to thank God just for everything that He's done for us during this campaign, for His goodness and for His faithfulness and for the people that He's brought alongside of us. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't because God spoke something and set it into motion. And then once again, we'd just like to thank everyone who's here tonight to hear all the candidates out. We want to thank all the students we've met during the week, and we want to thank our campaign team for their tireless dedication to helping make United 2018 something that is a reality. And we wish all the teams the best of luck as we conclude elections week pretty soon here. Thank you.
Hi guys, once again, I just want to thank you guys so much for coming out and for being willing to spend your time. I know that you guys are busy and then there's so many things that you could be doing, but we really appreciate you guys coming out and wanting to hear our hearts, all the hearts of the candidates that are on this stage today. We know that there are a lot of questions that many of you probably still have, so please feel free. We'll be at the table in the back. Please come up, talk to us. If you have any more questions about our platform points, we'd love to answer them. We really don't want there to be any shadow of a doubt of what we are really about. So please come up, talk to us. We'd love to meet you. We'd love to get to really know you as an individual. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. This opportunity has been so amazing, and I really appreciate all of you guys' love and support, and I really appreciate all the people that are on our campaign that have really been so incredibly encouraging and motivating. You guys are so great. And to all the people that we've met throughout the week, we really appreciate you guys too for stopping and standing by our table and just hanging out and meeting us. We really, really appreciate all of you. We just wanted to remind you really quick of our platform points, which are community, tradition, and beautification. And we just wanted to say, we really would like to stand together as a school. We think the community is so important. We think that embracing diversity is so important. And being one student body is so important, because ultimately the things that make us different are what make us unique, and we really think that they are great, and that they are what makes us interesting, and it's what makes our community so incredible and so unique at this school. We really would like to do something great, and we just really thank you again for this opportunity and coming out and listening to us. Let's stand together, GCU.
And next we have Wolfenstein.
Growing up, I had 3 other brothers, and we would always play outside. We loved playing games that little boys play. We liked to play Army, Firemen, Pirates, Cowboys and Indians. But as I grew up, at about the age of 12 years old, I decided I had a more important thing to do. I was passionate about something else. I just loved reading the speeches of my childhood heroes. One of my childhood heroes was William Wilberforce. I don't know if any of you guys know that name, but William Wilberforce was the man responsible for ending slavery in Great Britain. He fought for 48 years in Parliament to end the cause of slavery. He fought against it for 48 years. For 47 of those years, he was unsuccessful. He never succeeded in his goal, but he kept going, to the point where he was sick, he was ill. People told him to stop because they thought he was going to die, but he didn't. He kept fighting, and I admired this man because he changed the world. I loved him because he changed the world. I fixated on him. I read his speeches, I read his memoirs, I read his biographies, because he changed the world. I wanted to be like William Wilberforce because he changed the world. I had this unquenchable desire to change the world, but as I grew older, I realized I was completely wrong. William Wilberforce didn't fight for the slaves because he wanted to change the world. William Wilberforce didn't do what he did because he wanted to change the world. He did it because he loved people passionately and selflessly. He fought for 48 years for people he had never met because he cared about them, because he loved them, and he knew their cause. Today I want to be like William Wilberforce, not because he changed the world, but because he loved people selflessly. This campaign, this election, isn't about changing the world. It isn't about GCU. It isn't about me or Noah. It's about us taking the opportunities we've been given to love and saying yes. It's about us stepping back from the craziness of this world and saying, I can fill those shoes. I can do that. It's about us saying, if I put the pressure of the world on my shoulder, I'm going to fail. But if I stand together with the people around me, maybe, just maybe I can do a little bit of good. One of my favorite authors, Bob Goffert, in his book Love Does, that I used to want to change people, but now I just want to be with them. That's mine and Noah's heart for this campaign, and we believe that together we can address the issues that face our university and the students in it. We believe that together we can embrace the opportunities presented by growth and find excellence in them, and that together we can create opportunities for success now and in the future for this great university and those involved in it. Thank you. God bless.
And thank you for coming. That concludes the debate. The candidates will be at their tables afterwards. If you have any questions or would like to speak to them, have a wonderful night. Thank you. Make sure you vote.